garage. It's really beautiful out here today in Middle Tennessee, so I thought I would get busy. Now, it's bad when your project for the day is to actually have a project to look at your projects that you haven't finished yet and see which one you want to start trying to tackle first. I've been so busy with other stuff. Work has been busy as heck. Let's see, I had to get ready for a 4-year-old birthday party. My granddaughter Harper Bell, we had a birthday party here. I think it was last week. It was last week. So we had to get all that hoo-ha done. Here's a little clip of that. Oh yes, there won't be a lot of car work going on today with the chandelier and 4-year-old backdrop and the dining table. So yes, the party is about to commence here. Say hi.
Hi.
What's today?
Harper's birthday party.
What day? How many birthdays?
This is number 4.
Number 4. And who stayed up and did all the work?
Not you.
What?
Did you do all this? Did you do that?
Yes.
That's crazy. How long did that take you, that balloon?
I did it all.
We did it last week.
Yeah, don't think I'm going to get much done on the truck today. I told you I was going to hire somebody. My youngest son, Ethan, is going to work in the locksmith business. So the old NV200 van, I pulled out of mothballs and I've been working on getting it ready to drive again. It needed a new anti-lock proportioning valve assembly, blah, blah, blah. Got it on eBay. Got to get a plate on it because it's been expired for a year or two. So I'll be getting that going. And I put grass pavers in, which took a day or two. I'll show you that. So even though I had the driveway enlarged when we poured it and did our house remodel, this area has always been kind of a sore spot with me because when we have parties and there's not enough parking, people want to park on the street. Well, what happens is then it just gets all janked up by the road here, and you can see that cars have driven through. Right here, there's a wheel mark. Is there any way to make this a little bit more of a permanent parking area and not just look so crappy because cars have killed all the grass and made it muddy and everything else? So I kind of came up with a solution. We'll see how it works. You can kind of see if I went 4 foot over, that would be plenty of room for cars to pass and not really be out in the middle of the road that far. And that's kind of my goal, to get 4 foot in from the edge of the road. These are the grass pavers where they're buried underneath, and you can see that they're interlocked together, but they take the pressure off of the ground where you drive on them, and it's supposed to keep the grass from being killed, except for the part where the vehicle is being supported by the round plastic. So the grass is actually starting to come up, which I was surprised at this soon. I'm just watering the crap out of it, and hopefully it will look good here in just a little bit. But this took a while, probably 2 days of getting this stuff dug up, buried, seeded, fertilized, but it does give us another area to park without driving off into the ditch, because it was a pretty good ditch going across there. So I'm happy with that. This is what they look like before you bury them. I think they're like 1.5 inches deep. These are the commercial grade ones, and I'm kind of curious to see how they work out. Today I'm doing my 30,000 mile oil change on the ProMaster. Got new tires to pick up at CNF Tire this week for the fronts that keep getting worn out. That's just one of the projects today. Awesome. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks and the grass is starting to come up. Awesome. Actually, it does really, you can drive on this pretty well. It actually is looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. I got all kinds of noises going on today. Birds chirping and a drumming bugle corps in the background. You'll think of marching bands in my backyard. They're practicing for something in Atlanta, I think. But let's get this video moving, right? Let's see, where are we at? How's my diet going? Well, you can see that during the winter it was not kind to me. I'm back on trying to lose some weight. I've lost a few pounds. I'm trying to get more exercise, so that's where we're at with that. Now, if you remember back in the fall, I started doing the rough country body lift and lift kit on the Jeep, and I just got so busy with just being the only one working at my locksmith business. I'm ready to get back to going on the Jeep JK. So everything is a process, and I'm going to get back on doing the Jeep. But first, a story. I know you want to hear a story, okay? So earlier this morning, a woman called me. She said, oh, I'm so-and-so, and I have a collector car. And I'm like, ugh, I hate that story, right? But it gets worse. She goes, yes, I've locked my keys in my car. Okay, how much is that? She tells me where she's at. She's not that far. And I said, well, it runs about $60 to run over there and unlock your car. Oh, okay, well, I've been reading on the internet. Okay, there's the strike number 2. I've been reading on the internet, and the best thing to use is like a Slim Jim. On my forums, I've been seeing that. And I'm like, well, first of all, you would never use a Slim Jim because that would destroy the back of the lock. Anyway, what kind of car are we talking about? She goes, oh, it's a collector Ford Thunderbird 2005 model. And I go, an 05 Thunderbird? And she goes, right. And she goes, I'm a member of the local club for Thunderbirds. And I'm like, oh, crap. And she goes, so not the Slim Jim? And I go, no, not the Slim Jim. We have tools that we use to open the car. And she goes, well, I just don't want my door bent or anything scratched or anything like that because this car's my baby. It's my baby. I've had it since, you know, it had 10,000 miles on it. She goes on and on about this car. And I'm like, well, we use tools to open the door and usually there's no damage. Well, you have to promise me there's no damage. Now, at this point, if I was younger and not experienced in what I do as a locksmith, I would have said, oh, we promise we're not going to do that. But what I told her was, I'll never make that promise to you. I think it's best that you call someone else because here's what happens with these kind of calls, right? As soon as you unlock her vehicle, she's going to go, oh, I think my door is bent. Look, it doesn't close just exactly like it did before. Or, oh, look, you put a scratch on the little thing. Oh. So I finally told her, I said, ma'am, I think it's best that you call someone else. I said, because I am not willing for $60 to take liability for anything that could happen to your car, like a scratch or a supposed door tweak or something like that. And she goes, well, I don't understand. And she goes, is what I'm asking so unreasonable? And I said, well, I can come out and make a key for it. Where we won't have to use tools on it. I said, but that's going to run you about $125. Oh, I don't want to spend that much money. Okay, so there's your problem, right? She doesn't want to have the car damaged, but she doesn't want to spend any money to make sure that wouldn't happen. She wants to hold me down the middle liable for her piece of crap Ford Thunderbird 05 that's probably worth about $10,000, right? So there's no way. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm just not willing to take that liability. Well, I don't understand. Well, I said, I'm sorry you don't understand, but I think it's just best if you call someone else because, you know, it's not worth it for me, right? She calls me 4 more times because she couldn't find anyone else. And every time she goes through the first part of the story, not knowing she's called me again. And I don't know if she ever got it unlocked or if they just broke the window or whatever. Just remember, sometimes when you're working on cars and it's someone else's vehicle, their problem doesn't need to become yours. Ha ha ha! No. So we didn't unlock it. I don't know if she got it unlocked, but it was the craziest thing. I was just sitting there, ma'am, you really think that I'm gonna pay for a scratch on your car for $60 for me, right? You're gonna take it to a body shop because it's your baby. It's your baby. Let's get to looking at the Jeep of where we're at, what I'm gonna do with this rough country lift. I'm kind of excited about getting back to working on it. And I have another announcement of a new space to work in that's going to be coming up probably in about a month. So I'm excited about that too. Let's take a look. Well, I've been trying to prep the frame, right? And it looks really pretty good. I need to do the internal frame coating because you can see that there's some rust that came through just a little bit. Now, this is just preliminary. So I'm really happy with the way the frame looks now on this side. The passenger side I have not done, and I need to do it, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get the driver's side prepped, all the mounts put in it for the lift kit, and then I'll move over to this side, because if I don't get started on it, I'll never get done. Alright, so I've got the first body mount on, and you can see that there's the 1-inch spacer. The evapor rust did a really nice job getting all the rust off of this nut and bolt. I'm just letting it dry, and then I'm going to coat it with some anti-rust paint. And I've got the first mount on. Wow, it only took 6 months. The bolts come with the kit from Rough Country. The bolts here that are longer come with the kit from Rough Country. And I'm going to do another video of start to finish on how to do the lift kit. This one's going to be broken up because of the frame and all the other garbage that I'm having to deal with. So there'll be a video just doing this lift kit, which should be really pretty simple. I'm using a Porta Power and a wood block just to raise it up to put it on, but you got to be really careful. Don't get your fingers in between something in the frame, because if that falls down you'll be missing a finger. After looking at the bolts, I can see that it's really in rough shape after the evapor rust cleaned all the rust off. So I'm going to just use these temporarily, and I've got some used ones coming in. I actually found on eBay for like 30 bucks, which is a super good deal compared to what you can pay for all of them. So it's a whole set. I'll be getting those in a couple days, and I'll be replacing these with those. Everything else looks really good. I'm happy with that. What I've noticed with the Porta Power is it really presses the frame down really more than jacking up the cab. You just want to be careful. Well, that looks really good. All the mounts are on, and it's sitting down on them. I don't have the bolts tightened up, but it ain't going nowhere because it ain't being driven. So step one looks good. Wait for my new used body bolts to come in, and I'll clean those up, paint them, put some anti-seize on them, and we'll be tightening this side down. A little bit more framework to do, but I'm happy with this. I can throw these old ones away. Remember that the front two mounts are the ones with the bolts coming out of the bottom, which I didn't remember. I had to change it back out again, but it looks awesome. Alright, I got some help now. My youngest son, Ethan, has decided to wants to do locksmith work, so he's driving the NV200. He's taking some of the calls that I would have to go do when it's just me. Fix the front bumper. I still have the back door to do, so anyway, that's on the road. Awesome! Yuck. This is the before of the frame that I'm going to start cleaning up on. You can see those mounts are just janked up there and there. Those are terrible. Got a rust through on the skid plate on the gas tank, so I've got some work cut out for me on this. If I wanted to drive it, I couldn't because I have the steering wheel off. Don't want to mess that up. To put a new leather cover on, and that's going to be another video that's coming up. Hopefully it will look amazing if I don't jack it up. I'm about at a stopping point for the day. Eastwood, who makes a rust encapsulator spray paint, has been out of it for like forever. If I order it today, it might be in at the end of May. So I'm going to try a new rust preventative paint that I'm getting off Amazon. That'll be coming in. I've got the new bolts coming in. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning on this other side of the frame, and probably won't even film that because it's, you know, cleaning a frame is cleaning a frame. Oh, and the other exciting thing, right? End of May, I've got a shop that's coming open. It's actually attached to the backside of Jennifer's hair salon. There's a garage in the backside of it, which was occupied by other people, and the owner, who I'm friends with, is letting them go, and he said, hey, if you want to rent this, let me know. And I looked at it. I think I can get like 4 vehicles inside, and it'll be a nice little shop. Now, it doesn't have any lifts or anything, but as far as like being able to take the inflatable spray booth and put it in the back parking lot, which is all asphalt, I can do that. So I think that's going to be really kind of exciting and new to have that little shop. As far as like especially prepping stuff, I won't have to cover it up. I can take all the parts off a Jeep and start sanding. So that's coming up. What else is coming up? Trying to get these things drivable. The blue Jeep, the TJ, I'm going to take that over there and start prepping for paint. And the Toyota pickup truck, man, that's just a mess in the back. I need to get started back on that to get the fuel injectors in and get that motor purring. So anyway, that's what I got going on. Hopefully, like today is Sunday that I'm doing this video, and I basically have just been turning some calls down that require my help. If folks can't wait till the next day, you know, I just can't run every single call that comes in, even though everything in my fiber of my being says you gotta make hay while the sun shines. I gotta take a little bit of time off so I can get some projects finished, stuff that I like doing. Otherwise, all I'm doing is running locksmith calls and making money, which, you know, that's not a bad thing. Keep watching. We got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm excited about the new shop. I'm excited about getting this Jeep over there and getting the lift kit put on it. So should have a lot of stuff coming up on the Redneck Garage. Keep watching and keep turning wrenches.